All right, Algebra 1 students, we're going to solve systems of equations using the substitution method. We're going to start on page 6. So on day 1, we're only going to make the substitution. We're not going to solve it yet. It's just going to set us up. So what we're going to do is we want to solve the equation for one variable. Well, that's already done. Y equals 4. It's solved for y because y is 4. Okay, then we're going to substitute that equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take equation number 1 and we're going to replace this y value with 4. So I'm going to do negative 3x plus 4, and I'm going to replace y with 4 just like that. Okay, I'm going to do a little more. I can do 4 times 4 right there to simplify it a little bit, and that will be it. 4 times 4 is 16 equals 10. All right, that's all we're doing today. This is going to set us up for the future. Okay, so same thing. We want to solve one equation for y. Well, both of them are already solved for y. Y equals negative x minus 32, and y also equals 3x. So I'm going to take my first equation and I'm going to substitute that 3x in for this y. So instead of y in my first equation, I'm going to write 3x, right? You see that substitution I just made? And then that's still equal to negative x minus 32. See what I'm doing? I'm replacing the y, and now I only have an equation with x in it. All right, number 3. I have this equation already solved for x. I have x by itself. So I'm going to substitute negative 2y plus 4 into this second equation for x. So I'm going to write everything the same in equation 2 except that x, and instead of x I'm going to write all of this. So I have 3.5 times, I'm going to put my parenthesis because it's a substitution, negative 2y plus 4. All of that was my x. Now everything else stays the same, so that plus 7y equals 14. All right, so I replaced x with what x is in my first equation. And now just to simplify, I'm going to distribute. So 3.5 times negative 2y and 3.5 times 4. So 3.5 times negative 2y is negative 7y. And 3.5 times 4 is 14. That was my distributing. And then I still have plus 7y equals 14. You see how I used to have x and y in this equation, and now I only have y, which is the whole point of this substitution. I had 2 variables, and when I made the substitution, I went down to 1. So that was part 1. Now go ahead and watch part 2.